Welcome to Horror Movies with Friends. I'm your host, Andy Green, aka Wolfmandy Screame. And we are, we're on day 16 of 31. And I don't even know if that's right anymore. It's a blur. And this movie fucked with my brain. So that is 31 horror movies this whole month of October. 31 different friends and guests. This is the special guest today, and I will introduce her in a second. I like to tease. And then we have 31 drink pairings or food pairings, and we will get to that as well. But before I get any further, it's time to introduce my esteemed guest. Let's see, lifestyle beauty maven, video creator, artist, and maybe a friend? We'll see, we don't know yet.
Maybe.
Chloe Zak.
Hi. Yes,
hello.
You're on trial right now.
I feel like I'm on trial. I feel like that's just what a tie does, because it's just like I'm tight around the neck.
Oh yeah, it's very choking.
Yeah,
I'm kind of choking, honestly, in this thing, but I'm trying to be the boss, so I won't let you hear that. I didn't hear that.
That was an inner monologue. I am oblivious. And so Chloe, what movie did we stumble upon together?
It would be the 1999 Japanese film Audition. It was pretty epic.
Epic is a good word to describe it, yeah. And it was directed by Takashi Miike. And if you want to join in, and whatever disclaimer you need to put before a movie that is disturbing, this is the disclaimer. It is on Shudder, but it's also on Tubi TV for free with ads. I wonder how those ads played in.
That's how I watched it.
Oh, do the ads help? Or is it like build the suspense?
It didn't bother me. I thought it was gonna get in the way, but there aren't that many, and it kind of made me just sort of. Well, especially towards the end, you're just like, oh, now I relax for a second.
Oh yeah, take a breath and exhale. Yeah, and we are gonna have a few exhales in this talking about Audition, because neither of us had seen it before, and this is the first thing we've ever done together. As again, I'm not a friend yet. We're acquaintances. Yeah, we know each other's names. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. That's all we need, and we are going to wrap the conversation around with a little sake, of course. And so we have the Arizona sake. Oh, are you? It's yours?
No, let's touch it. I'm going to show it and you talk about it, because you're not allowed it until I say so. So if you just tell it and I'll show it.
Okay, I will tell. Show and tell. We're a team. So this is the Arizona sake that I'm not allowed to touch. I haven't earned that yet.
He has to become my friend first, and I have to ask him many a question. That's the idea.
She did warn me there was going to be an interview process. I didn't know. I'm worried now, having seen this movie. And so this is actually made in Arizona, and it is but a Japanese maker, and it's really hard to find outside of Arizona. But you know, if you find yourself in a Whole Foods in Arizona, you can find this sake, or just pay a little bit too much for shipping. But anyway, we have never had this. We're very excited. It is I'm not allowed to touch it. Can I touch it to tell you
You may touch it.
I want to say what kind it is. Junmai Ginjo, the premium one. So it's made in Holbrook, Arizona. And, all right, I guess now it's time for the trial.
Oh, you better get ready.
This is the cartoonish way men do that. Yeah.
Rolling.
Andy Green auditioning for the role of Chloe's friend.
Are you nervous?
I need to go to the bathroom.
Do you mind if we tape you?
Is there an option? Could we not tape this?
May I ask what your father does?
My dad is a geologist. Yeah, he's worked at the same job since before I was born. Yeah, he's on the board. He's retiring next year. It's a minority-owned and woman-owned business. Yeah, they do a lot of construction work.
What made you apply for this audition?
Well, I really respect you as a person. Like, you have a lot of followers.
Have you had loveless sex?
I would say most times whenever I was in that position, I couldn't get hard.
Are you into drugs?
There was a rave phase in my 20s where Molly was like a thing. I drank so much water that I just had to pee 20 times every night. And so I just felt horrible no matter what the next day because I couldn't get to sleep. Haven't done cocaine except for the time this like guy at a concert just sort of rubbed it in my mouth from like the dance floor. He was just sort of like, hey, and just like put it in. Nothing happened. Like I didn't feel it, but I just had a guy's finger in my mouth. So that's kind of a drug.
Favorite character?
Oh, Donatello, Ninja Turtles. He was my favorite. The purple one. I wore Donatello pajamas for a whole year when I was 4 or 5, 12. I changed out of them to be in this.
Could you give us a demonstration?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to.
Your favorite thing?
Wow, there's a lot of things. Playing, Smarties, meeting new people, kitties, awkward silences. That's a lie.
Your favorite actress?
I remember I was auditioning for the role of a previous role that I didn't get for Bones in a terrible Star Trek play. I didn't get it, but they had a questionnaire that was, who's the best actor working today? And I blanked, just like I'm blanking right now. And I was like, well, I can't say Meryl Streep. I can't. And I can't say Daniel Day-Lewis. So I wrote Elizabeth Moss.
Oh.
This was before Handmaid's Tale.
Oh. Would you work in the sex industry?
Well, I would say, I don't know. I feel like it depends on the working conditions, the salary, the pay. I mean, I don't think it's salary based. Are there benefits? Do I control my clientele?
What are women to you?
So like my mom wanted to be all things to all people. And I think I internalized that. And to me, growing up, it sort of made me confused about what my relationship status was, or even what it should be. I genuinely care about people that I meet, and I want that connection, I want that friendship with people. I can help this person, or the other way around, I'm single, this person makes me laugh, I'm not making sense. But it was a very confusing thing for me to be a man, I guess. A lot of times I'm mind reading, I think, but also like forgetting that the person across from me has autonomy, right? Like inviting you here for this feels like I'm forcing you to do it in some weird way, even though I'm not, right? You can say no, and you always could. But it's an insecurity of like, why would anyone want to do this insanity? This is embarrassing, but I'll say it. I am attracted to you, and that's weird, right? I don't want that to be a thing, but it's also like, there's nothing inherently wrong with that. It just is true. I'm being as honest as I can. To an uncomfortable level, but hopefully you're okay.
Have you seen a film by Tarkovsky?
Solaris.
Would you do sex scenes?
If the movie demanded and the movie is worth telling the story, yeah, I would do a sex scene. I mean, it sounds horrifying. 100% I don't want to do that. But if I am acting, I think that's part of the job in some way, if it's meaningful.
Are you psychic?
Chloe is thinking she's hungry. She wants a little bit more sake. Chloe wants me to skip to the next question.
I was thinking of tomato.
Oh, wow.
Laugh for us. What kind of men do you hate?
I mean, myself. Men that don't take responsibility. Everyone makes mistakes, and I think owning that and also trying to learn from it. So a lot of men don't do that, and that's what I'm trying to do now, but it's like a learning process. May I ask a question?
Just walk around, please.
Okay. How do you want me to walk? Or are you just telling me to leave?
You have a good career, why leave it?
I always want something more. And, maybe it's a mistake, but I just want to see what's on the other side.
Okay, well, that just about wraps it up. Thank you for your time. If you'd just like to leave to your left, and there's some coffee on the way out if you'd like it.
So, Chloe, will you be my friend?
It's been a tough decision. but I've mulled it over. The answer is, drum roll please, yes!
Yay!
You passed.
You're only saying that because I have Blondie.
Yes, you have a very adorable cat, and I would like to see the cat again.
Oh.
Alright. Can I put a little bit of sake? Nice.
Good to see you're enjoying yourself. Oh, Jesus.
Thought I'd get started.
Yeah, didn't wait for me? I thought we were friends.
We are, but you're still on a slight trial. Would you like some?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Chloe, thank you.
Now you're allowed some.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Well,
You passed the test.
this has been a journey.
It has. I know so much about you now.
More than most people, I think. Yeah. Well, but now everyone will know.
Yes, exactly.
So yeah, now we can talk Audition, this movie that to me isn't as important anymore. But what brought you to Audition? Like, I know neither of us had seen this movie before,
No.
but I think it says something about us that we both wanted to see it.
Yeah. Well,
Oh, and actually, sorry.
Should we try this?
Sorry. This is, what am I doing?
what are you doing?
God, I'm failing the audition again. I'm still nervous. Okay, this is the sake. I believe we've already talked about it. Cheers.
I'll just smell it first.
Mm.
It smells really good. Very
Do you get
fruity.
any fruity? What kind of fruit are we talking?
I'm thinking a very sweet fruit. The sweetest fruit is lychee, and I believe that's what it smells like to me.
Ooh.
Might not be true.
Someone's, I think, about to sound intelligent because I snuck a sip right there. Although I guess you've been drinking without me, so what am I? You already know.
I'm wasted. Halfway through.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it is sweet, but very smooth, and it's not the sweet, like, it's not candy, it's not syrup. It's
It still has a little kick.
oh yeah, at the end there.
Mm-hmm.
It's
like smooth, and then like boom, little kick, but not like a vodka kick. Like it's like nice.
No one wants a vodka kick.
No one wants a vodka kick.
If you drink vodka for fun, I don't know.
I don't trust you.
Yeah, well, there's no. That means I don't know. You're just doing it to get drunk.
Well, I agree because I like cocktails, like
Like a Cosmo or a lemon drop or whatever.
Like,
yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yes, I do like them, but you're right about vodka. Except that if you drink vodka with like soda, if you're trying to like not drink a gazillion like
Calories
and sugar, because there's so much sugar in alcohol. Because I love wine, and then I'm like, oh, let's have some white wine. And I'm like, oh my god, like that's like 500 calories of just sugar.
Yeah, it's the vodka soda is definitely a phase that I did when I was trying to watch my figure.
Svelte figure.
Yes, yeah, I don't know about svelte, but yeah, I think, but for me, craft cocktails, like, they're not gonna have, like, that's where I would go, and they don't have too mumuch sugar. I mean, yeah, an old fashioned has like a sugar cube.
Yeah, I love craft cocktails. They're the best. I would choose that over everything. Yeah.
Even this sake?
Oh no, I didn't know about that. 'Cause this is like legitimately really good.
And what you were saying about the end there, it reminds me of Audition, where it's a smooth ride. Well, it's never smooth. It's a foreboding.
Oh, you know it's alcohol, and you
The
know
whole
that
time.
something's coming in Audition.
Yes, and here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyway, sorry, I took over from what you were saying.
No, please.
No.
It's almost like we've done this before. And I realized the AC is on. And that could be really bad. Shit.
No, it's not as good this time!
It's just going to be manic edits. It's not as good this time! I just scared Blondie. No, he's used to me being insane. So, we're all insane here. You've now been infected by this house. And, well, so like Audition, I feel like I'm just saying Audition a bunch because I just don't know what to say. Did I already disclaim it? It's a hard movie to watch, but it's really good.
Yeah.
And it's not gratuitous.
No, which I appreciated because I've seen a lot of like grotesque, overly just gory horror for the sake of being gory, and I actually feel like this wasn't like that, even in its like peak of gore.
You like lit up when you said peak of gore.
The peak of gore!
The peak of gore! Oh man. Yeah, well, what was the peak of gore? Tell me. Regale us.
The peak of gore, for me, was the wire and the foot cutting off. There was also, I mean, the needles were quite something, but like the goriest part for me really were quite something. I mean, all of it was like a lot, but yeah, the foot thing was obviously...
The foot, yeah. Well, and even the wire cutting of the guy's head.
Oh yeah. We bypassed that, and
but that
one
one
was decapitated.
But that one is almost more like regular. Like, okay, we've seen head chopping in movies. Like the foot somehow is weirder and more scary.
Yeah.
Even though you're dead after a head.
But
that's almost the good thing. You're dead. You don't have to keep going.
With that.
Yeah.
I think wasn't the head cutting off in like the fantasy time? It wasn't it in like
right.
So in my head it wasn't as realistic because it was like wasn't it the main character like not fantasizing because fantasy is a good thing, but like he was going through
dark fantasies.
Yeah.
Ioma was it was when he was investigating and trying to find Asami. And like when he went to the ballet academy, right? That's when he happened, and then he found well, like it's part of that whole thing where like we see the guy in the wheelchair who doesn't have feet anymore because Our Lady
she chopped them off.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's sort of we've just flashed back there a few times, and I think we see her take off his head. So I guess it's not necessarily.
It's not necessarily literal. I mean, I'm sure it happened, but like he is having these thoughts as he's being drugged, right?
He's psychic.
Maybe he is, because like how else would he know that? It's confusing, to be honest.
Well, but I don't think it matters at the same time, and also that the movie I think works because of that sort of. Not necessarily confusion, but just like, when is this happening? Or is it just backstory? It kind of maybe just feels like it's backstory.
I mean, I'm sure it is, because it seems like everything is how it actually happened. It's just, he wouldn't have known those things. But like, if we just like take out the logistics of it and just be like, this is art, then it is cool.
This is art.
This is art.
Art.
Art!
You said, oh man, I wish I was British.
The most British way possible.
Yeah, that was really good. Well, I guess we didn't really say what the movie was about or the beginning part, but it's basically...
I feel like you better have watched this, audience.
So basically this guy is widowed, or is that the term if you've lost your wife?
Yeah.
Widower? Or it's widowed or widower?
He is widowed.
He's widowed.
You're right.
Okay, and a widower would be if it was a... Oh, okay. No, isn't there like a thing...
He is a widower, but he's been widowed.
Okay.
Right?
I don't know.
Dude.
Well, it's like if you're a fiance and there's like two E's or one E.
You know what?
Like there's like weird bullshit.
Is there a female-male version of widowed?
We'll find out, audience.
Widowy?
Widower. Well, he is the widow. The suck is working. And so basically at some point, it's been like 15 years since his wife passed, and he has a kid, a boy. The first shot of the movie is the boy bringing a very nice dinosaur diorama art project to his mom, who's
he's so cute and little, and then he just walks in, and then she's just like dead already. And I think it was really harsh the way, like the doctor or him, I can't remember who it was, but they're like, yeah, she's dead.
Yes.
And it's like, okay, poor kid.
Yeah, the kid had walked in, and the doctor has no tact whatsoever. Time of death, right when your son walked in. You know, it's just like...
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck this kid. I thought the movie was going to be about the boy being, like, fucked up. But,
Which made way more sense, actually.
Yeah, the boy was fairly normal.
He did a good job. He had a little girlfriend. He was doing great.
Which, oh man, I didn't remember this until you just said that, but the girlfriend was also a part of his dad's fantasy at a certain point. Remember that?
Yeah, she was hitting on him in the fantasy.
In the fantasy, he basically went through every single woman in the entire movie was trying to blow him. That was the fantasy. And it included, and this is a whole nother thing, is the assistant.
The assistant. Which, the first moment I saw her, I was like, why is she being so weird with him? They must have slept together.
Yeah, I saw that too. And I was also, and I'm glad it was clearly he treated her poorly.
I'm sure.
Well,
and
it's the power dynamic of that. He's the boss, she's the assistant, and she's just clearly sort of, well, I don't know. She's upset by it.
She's clearly not over it.
Yeah.
And then she, like, the way she told him that she was getting married was almost like, it was such a weird way that she said it. It wasn't like, I'm getting married, fuck you. It was like almost like she felt bad that she was getting married and she felt like she had to tell him, even though clearly he has no feelings for her. So it was a really odd, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I forgot about that scene, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, what is going on with these people? And I was like, it's not like, because in America, I would assume that the girl would be like, fuck you, I'm getting married. Like, you used me.
Not in Japan. Not in 1999.
Just like, yeah, I mean, this is also a long time ago. A long time ago. Wow. I was still nearly an adult at that point. I'm old!
No, you're not.
Maybe we should talk in chronological order a little more.
The Audition.
Mm-hmm.
So, the movie's called Audition.
Yes, we've skipped that part.
And he and his skeevy friend, his best friend, is like, oh yeah, you need to make... well, actually, it was his son who's like, Dad, you need a wife.
Yeah,
you know, and it's just like...
I found odd because I would not encourage anyone. Well, so I grew up without my dad, and I was never like, Mom, you need a boyfriend. I was never like that.
It wasn't like that,
yeah.
yeah.
I was like, I don't need a new dad.
That can only backfire, right? It's
right?
really hard to thread that needle and be cool with whoever is going to be coming through that door,
yeah,
right?
Usually you have to like get used to it and like grow to like the person, not be like, chop chop, get a husband. You know what I mean?
Yeah, really weird for 14-year-old son kid. But I think he was basically voicing that his dad was alone. His dad was lonely, and he knew that, and he was in his way trying to be like, it's okay with me.
Which is actually very sweet.
Yeah, but like the way he said it was really funny, of just like, go get married. Because, and actually that's how, even though he's 14, that naive point of view about how marriage and love works is actually how the adults think about it.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, we can just stage an audition for a movie, we don't have funding, we don't have anything, but it'll be 2 birds with 1 stone. We'll get this actress for this movie and a wife.
And the movie wasn't even definitely going to be made. It was like, it was literally just to find a wife, and that they like had this slight like caveat of maybe it'll be a movie, just because they were not so shitty. No, you're just shitty people.
Yeah, it was to prevent a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Right? It was just like, oh, we have an excuse. It's the only way we can allow ourselves to do this and feel good about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, this is for art. We're doing this for art, but like, you know, it's really just to like get my friend laid. And it's really fucking gross. And that's why this whole movie, you're waiting for the shoe to drop, the kick at the end of the glass. Mm-hmm. And it comes and it's, I mean, I was gonna say it's glorious, but that's the wrong word. Because it's not enjoyable. But it's also like most movies, I mean, you mentioned at the beginning a little bit that like a lot of horror movies are gratuitous, and most of the time that gratuitous violence is toward women.
Yeah.
And this time, it's not gratuitous violence, I don't think. It's really intense and brutal.
And very intentional too. Like, she knew exactly what she wanted to do to him, and she was doing it with like specificity. Let me show you the needles.
Say that again.
I can't say words. See now, great.
What is she saying when she's going?
So in English, it's deeper, 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 right? But she sounds like she's saying, "Hey, kitty, 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 kitty." Like, it's such a playful, like, not serious way to like handle the fact that she's putting a fucking needle in someone.
Yeah, in his eyes, his
eyes, like
tongue, his stomach. Yeah, and it's brutal. But the actress is having the best time of her life. It's like she's making a cake or whatever. I don't know. Is that I guess that's a gendered thing. Like, what's something that is the most...
Men can make cakes. It's all good.
Well, no, I didn't, but I was just like, why was that where my head went? Like, that's the happiest thing? I guess I just love cake. So,
I mean, yeah, it's probably not gendered, it's probably just your love of cake.
Yeah, my love of cake. What's your favorite cake?
Oh, man. You know what? Have you ever had the sheet cake from Trader Joe's? It's so good! It's $4. And it's legitimately...
I should not have spent $70 on sucking $4 sheet cake.
It's vanilla, it has buttercream frosting, and it's so good.
That's amazing. Well, this is now sponsored by Trader Joe's.
Ruined it.
No, you didn't. No, Trader Joe's has kept me alive the past 4 years. They're heroes.
What were we talking about?
This movie called Audition.
Oh, right.
Yeah. The movie is very deliberately paced.
Yes.
I tried to say it as deliberately as I could.
We should always speak this slow. No one will watch it.
That makes a video twice as long. But it's never boring. It's never, I mean, there's sometimes where you're like, what's going on? Why is this important? But it's more like, I know this is important.
Yeah.
How is this going to come back? Because it's mostly just like the men sort of treating women like props in this fake movie. And the guy is like feeling bad about it, but he's immediately in love with Asami when he reads the essay.
Which was like a base fucking essay. It wasn't like, I was a ballerina and I hurt my hip. Oh my god, that is just beautiful poetry.
And what would be your grade of that essay as English teacher or Japanese teacher?
I mean, I'd give it a C-. It wasn't great. It was like,
you're psychic.
Yeah, is that what you think?
C-.
Nice.
Yeah.
I just think the thing is, she's so smart because she knows who she's playing to this like type of man. And so she's not like this in real life. She's doing it because she knows that's how she gets the man that she wants to fucking torture. And like, he is a specific kind of man, and she knows how to control him. And so she acts a certain way, as you see throughout the movie. She's like this demure, tiny person, where she's not in real life, but she thinks that's how she like lures them in.
It's definitely a trap, and he falls for it every single time. Even her just sort of disappearing is all part of that, because she knows he's gonna go look for her.
Yeah.
And then when she sees him again, she's just like, oh, this is the best day of my life, or like, I'm so happy. I'm sorry, this is embarrassing. And of course, he's just like, I'm the coolest fucking guy that ever lived. This woman loves me. I'm so cool. She's 24.
Yeah, the age thing is another annoying trope of like older men just can't fucking just date someone their own age. Like it's just like
you date your own emotional age.
Well, yeah, so that would make sense.
Ooh, yeah, actually that's true. Yeah, so it's just accurate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. What is said in this movie a couple times is, it's a commentary on Japan in this time, and how there's two lines that I remembered and I wrote down, because that's what I do. I write down things and I forget them until right now. Japan is finished, is someone, and they were sort of saying like, okay, I think economically, or just whether being a power in the world, it was almost like, and going forward, China really has sort of, that could be sort of what they were inferencing or predicting. And then also the fact that everyone in Japan is lonely. And I think that extends everywhere in the world, right?
Yeah.
Everyone is lonely. His dad, the Ioma is so lonely. And that's why he's the perfect target.
Yeah.
That's why it's really scary, because you could just, he's not a good person necessarily, but you can see why, like, there's so many people falling for like tricks online these days.
Yeah.
Like, someone is pretending to be Keanu Reeves. Have you heard about this?
No.
Where like people target older women online saying they're Keanu Reeves, and they believe them because they're so desperate for it to be true.
That's so sad. And then what do? Scam them. Scam
them for money. Yeah, and I heard this on NPR. Yeah, it's so sad. And also imagine, I mean, he's not the victim, it's the women, but imagine being Keanu Reeves being used in this way. Like, that's such a weird mind trip for just to be like, hey, you're used in a scam to ruin women's lives. That's right, not really important to this, but it felt relevant because, to me, that loneliness, I think we've all felt that in the last couple of years, and I haven't, we weren't able to watch movies. And this October, I really wanted to watch movies. I was gonna watch movies the whole month anyway, but this was like an excuse to bring people together to watch these movies, however hard they might be. But like, it's a fun way to make friends, I think. Yeah. She's like, I guess I have to. I'm on camera. But to me, I really missed it, and that's why I want to do this, and I'm doing it for charity, in conjunction with a fundraiser for the Trevor Project, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping LGBTQ plus youth. And there's more information below. If you can spare any change or anything, that would be awesome. I know times are tough, but I just have to sort of thank you so much for going on this adventure.
And it was an adventure.
It was. I feel like it was kind of fun though.
Yeah. Adventures are fun.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, they also have
Surely.
difficulties. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like an adventure movie or an adventure, there's always conflict.
That's true, and we've overcome that.
We have. We're still here.
Look at that.
You're still watching, you sucker. So yeah, Chloe, all the gratitude.
Yay.
And I mean, you drank more than you probably wanted to, but now the rest is yours as a token
Let
of
me
my
continue.
appreciation. Yeah. And yes, so thanks again. And tomorrow, next up, I am going with other more off-kilter movies. This one's a little bit more funny, even though you might not guess it from the title. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2. That is streaming on Peacock of all places. I'm watching it with my friend Rob Panico, who does the music for the show. And we are going to be having barbecue because if you know the movie, there's a reason for that. Cannibalism. Yay. So yeah, we're going to be on the nose and have that. So please, that's your homework. Watch along with us and join us at the next phase of the moon. And in the meantime, let's howl at the moon for the friends we miss, the friends we wish were here to see this. She nailed the audition process.
Yeah.
Like
she
I
knew
did.
exactly. You knew how to like treat me in a way that I was like, oh, very good.
And she's wrong. Yeah.
You might murder me after this.
Stay tuned.
I'm going with the bag.
Yes. We're not supposed to talk about the bag.
Oh, sorry. It's not yet.
This was my next guest.
Yes, it was.